Good day. GE with the word here. Hope you're having a good day. Let me read to you just one verse from Philippians chapter 4, verse 4. It says, and Paul is writing here from prison, it says, rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say, rejoice. On one of my missionary trips into Cuba, I happened to experience a wonderful, blessed, and extraordinary service in a church in Havana. I happened to be there for a baptism service for a lady who was a new Christian. After the baptism, the pastor's wife, who was a missionary in her own right, hugged this lady and began to speak to the congregation. A young interpreter translated for me, for my Spanish leaves a little bit to be desired. I'll call the pastor's wife Maria. Maria told how she had been sick a while back and was facing a hospital stay. Now, many of the hospitals in Cuba are far from being nice. Maria prayed and prayed that she would be allowed to go into a better hospital. But no, she was put into one that definitely was not nice. While there, she was in a room with a lady who was not a Christian. Maria witnessed to her. She was saved. It turned out that she was the very one being baptized that day. Now, if Maria had gone into a better hospital, the outcome may have been very different. Maria rejoiced that day and praised the Lord that he used what seemed to be a miserable and scary event in her life to bring peace and salvation into the life of another. How about you? Do you rejoice always? I know that at one time or another, difficulty has come into your life. Sickness, death, pain, financial problems, relationship problems, family difficulties, and on and on. How do I know? Because everyone experiences some great problems at some time in their life. Were you able to rejoice? Perhaps you're going through something right now. Are you able to rejoice? I'm not suggesting that you were or are happy. There's quite often a great difference in being happy and being able to rejoice. Paul was in prison when he wrote the book of Philippians, and I doubt that he was happy. But he did, however, rejoice. And he calls upon Christians to rejoice under all circumstances. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice, is what he wrote. Maria rejoiced in that hospital. Paul rejoiced in prison, and you can rejoice in any situation. Why? Because always means always. Now, we can rejoice always for several reasons. First of all, we can do so because of God's past blessings. God's been good to you. You might not realize it unless you've been into some other countries. I have been. I have seen abject poverty and hopelessness in the face of those who have lost their freedom. Listen. You have a home that is better than those of millions and millions of others around the world. You throw away food that many would fight to eat, even if it came from a trash dump. You most likely have enough money to supply your needs and very probably some of your wants. You have clean water, the right to vote, transportation. God has been good to you, to us, beyond our comprehension. Secondly, we can rejoice because of God's presence in our lives right now. He's there in your life right now, whether you know it or not, whether you acknowledge it or not. He calls to you from the pulpits of our churches, from friends, from events through his written word, from TV, radio, and yes, even from such as Facebook and the internet. He's there, waiting patiently for you to acknowledge him, to hear him, to come into his loving arms in any situation. And finally, we can rejoice always because of what God has done, can do, and shall do. I know what God has done. I've almost drowned 3 times in my life. I've been in car wrecks. I've experienced excruciating pain to the very verge of a heart attack or a stroke. I've experienced 2 emergency surgeries. And the Lord brought me through each event and others and used them to bring me closer to Him. Because of His past care, I can depend on Him to take care of everything that occurs daily in my life. And furthermore, I can trust Him to take care of anything that shall occur in the future. God's always in control. Every situation, even a difficult one, for a Christian is an opportunity to serve, to witness, and to learn. Let me read that verse again. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say, rejoice. It is my prayer that you can rejoice always. As I close this message today, I have a special prayer request. My baby is scheduled for back surgery in just a few days, and I would ask you to please pray for her to come through the surgery well, and that we might both rejoice in our Lord together. May God bless, lead, and guide you this day.